another one of my video blogs. So this week I wanted to pick up from my last video where I talked about why you need a business plan. So in my business, I specialize in business strategy and planning. So I see a lot of mistakes in this area. And to be honest, in the early days of running my business, I was making those same mistakes myself. So this week I wanted to talk about the 5 mistakes that most businesses make when it comes to business planning. So let's start. Mistake number 1, they think that they don't have to write it down because it's all in their head. Now, this is pretty common amongst sole traders or businesses where there's, say, the business owner plus maybe and 1 or 2 admin staff. Now, in my last business video that I did on business planning, I explained why writing it down is so important. So if you haven't already, go and watch that video first. But in a nutshell, things don't become real until you write them down. I mean, there's a hell of a lot to remember as a business owner. So just make it easier on yourself and get your plan on paper. It's also really easy to get off course if things are all in your head. And finally, the most obvious reason to write it down is what happens if you get hit by a bus. I mean, it makes it pretty hard for anyone else who's trying to pick up from where you are to know what to do next. So that's mistake number 1. Mistake 2 is they think that they can write a bunch of bullet points on a page and call that a business plan. And look, this might be okay for some, but it's not really a plan. I mean, really what that is a thought bubble or a brainstorming session. But you've got to put a bit more work into it if you want to build a business that's going to be successful. I mean, at a minimum, your plan should really cover the basic information about your business structure and ownership, your products and services, current clients and prospects, your sales and marketing strategy and plan, and your financials and operations. And it really should briefly summarize both the current position for each of those things and your goals and objectives in each of these areas. So if you can fit all of that into one page with a few bullet points, well done. I mean, you want to keep it succinct, but really let's not let succinctness be an excuse for doing a half-assed job with our business plan. So that's mistake number 2. So mistake number 3, they think that the business plan has to be an encyclopedia. And I mean, really, this is the opposite of mistake number 2. If you look at all the business planning templates that are available online, you actually can be forgiven for making this mistake. But truly, if you're not willing to regularly read, reread and update a 100 or 200 page document, and let's be honest, who is? Then don't write one. I mean, you want to keep it succinct. You want to cover the main points and just get on with it. And to me, a 1 or 2 page exec summary, which anyone really without any knowledge of your business should be able to pick up and understand, plus maybe a page or 2 for each of the major sections of your plan is more than enough. I mean, that would take you to about, 10 to 15 pages, which is plenty. Mistake number 4, they think it has to be written in Microsoft Word. Now, okay, Word is the traditional way to record information and it's usually the default option for most people. But there are many other ways or other formats you can actually use to document your business plan. I mean, you could do a sort of a matrix style plan on a sort of an A3 or A1 size paper, and you can pin it up on the board for the whole staff to see. Butcher paper and whiteboards are also great for that type of plan. If you are going to use those things, I do recommend that you periodically take snapshots of, what's up on the board, just so that you're keeping a bit of an audit trail and you're taking a snapshot of the status of each plan as you change it and tweak it over time. Another option is to use the intranet or maybe sites like Google Sites or OneDrive to create maybe like a web page for each of the different sections of the business plan. And I mean, that would make it so much easier to review and update because you'd be doing small sections at a time. It's also really easy to share those types of things with your staff and partners. So, be creative, do what works for you. You don't have to have a Word document. And, as long as you're making it a document or a format that it's easy for you to review and update in future. I will also note though that if you are writing a business plan because you need it to apply for a bank loan or to get other funding, then make sure that whatever means you use to document your plan is transportable into sort of a Word or PDF format, because most likely your investors will want to see it in that way. Mistake number 5 is that they treat the business plan as a one-off exercise. So they write it and then never look at it again. And frankly, this is the most common mistake I've seen. Now, in my last video on business planning, I talk about, the fact that the business plan itself is really the outcome or the output of your planning process. So if you're using your business plan as a tool, like the document as a tool for your business planning process, then it sort of stands to reason that you're going to update it and review it periodically, because you don't just plan once and then never do any further planning. As you continue to plan, you continue to update your business plan. So that covers the 5 biggest mistakes I've come across with respect to business planning. Now, they probably sound obvious to you, but you'd be amazed how many times I see businesses making these mistakes. And chances are you've made at least one of these mistakes in your business. So if you found the video useful, please like and share it with your networks, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll get notified each time I publish a new video. And this week I would love to know if you have a business plan, and if you do, what format is it in and how long is it, and do you review it regularly? Write your answer in the comments below and I'll be sure to respond. So thanks again for watching. Until next time, bye for now. See ya.